Well, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like that we got another mystery at our hands. Yay, we're gonna get right into this one, guys. Hide your kids, hide your wives, and especially if you're somebody's wife watching, hide your hubbies, okay? Like the video if you love your mama, subscribe if you're brand new. Shout out to Barry Step, roll it.
To AI, I need to build a pyramid to escape the simulation. I can't make this up. It's told me to find glitches, use ancient knowledge, and learn geometry. To interact with the source code like a hacker, pyramids and mandalas in specific proportions may resonate with the underlying code. Strange coincidence, we have a ton of those to study. The biggest mandala in the world, actually, is BizarreBub. Its architecture is a harmonic pattern. To figure this out, someone has to know that sound makes shapes. If you're on a bowstring across a metal plate with sand, you can see these patterns. There's a math equation that lets you...
Oh, this is truly insane, right? Like, the sound does make patterns like that. There's also a thing that they try to observe in water. If you learn about it, like, even water has memory. This might sound like alien to you, this might sound gibberish to you, but try researching that. Apparently they say water also has memory. Crazy stuff,
calculate those. If we make a 3D model of that in Blender or Houdini, we can simulate what any frequency looks like. BizarreBub's architecture mirrors a frequency. This is not uncommon at all in the ancient world. Chichen Itza follows a similar frequency. How would we do that on something like a pyramid, though? Rick Draco can show you. He makes 3D models of vibration. Each layer is a pattern within the frequency. A very complex frequency assembled layer by layer may look something like Prambanan Temple. Hindu and Buddhist culture often use mandalas to represent chants, mantras, or frequencies. The fact that many ancient places share similar patterns to these mandalas may indicate that there is a resonance relationship there. No other place resonates with the source code better than the Great Pyramid of Giza. Its geometry encodes the circumference of the Earth, the length of the year, the relationship between the Earth and the Moon, at least 4 universal constants, and the speed of light, and the angle needed to view a rainbow. Corner angle is the same angle.
I thought this was interesting because the AI tells him to use pyramids to break out of the simulation. This is a completely out there and probably completely nonsensical idea, but what if the...
But it's strange, right? It's strange because for pyramids, I mean, we think pyramids were created by the aliens. Of course, there's a lot of assumptions. Of course, there's a lot of conspiracies, not saying which is true, which is not, because we seriously don't know, right? We think what happened, but we don't know, right? Some people believe that it was the aliens, it was the Martians that made it, it was the Anunnakis that made them, okay? It's like all over the place. We're all over the place. We do not know who made it. But it's crazy that the AI is suggesting that, right? What's going to happen in 10-20 years after AI has advanced to that level?
People who built the pyramids used them to escape the simulation that we're all living in. Maybe that's why we don't know who built them or how it was done. That information disappeared when they did. Now, I'm 100% convinced that that's not reality, that that's not what happened. But it's a fun idea and will make a great plot for a movie.
100%.
All right, this popped up on the news feed today. Elon Musk offering $6,500 salary a month. That's for walking 8 hours a day in order to train these Tesla robots. So I found this interesting, thought I'd share it with you guys. Looked into it a little bit myself, kind of found out some of the other things that people are talking about, speculating about. A few other things were, they mentioned how this is paving the way for automation and basically paving the way to take people's jobs, you know, getting these robots in here and laying people off. Another thing they mentioned was what are the height and weight requirements, which I thought that was pretty interesting too. It's something to think about. Can just anybody do it, or what's the criteria that has to be met? They were also saying that this is just another publicity stunt, which of course, I mean, the man's trying to move a product.
So $6,500 for 8 hours, but per month, right? Not bad, but 8 hours every day, you're gonna get tired though. But walking is good for health, so. And also, if you guys ever heard of or played a game by the name of Detroit Become Human, if you have not, it's one of the best game out there in terms of story, and it's all about like the robots taking over. It's like near futuristic. The game is set around, I believe, 2038, 2040s, let's just say 2040s, right? And if you have heard about the Elon Musk thing here, the robots, it is insane, man. It is truly insane. He was talking about they're gonna be selling it in a year or 2 years time for 20 to 30K. Yeah, man, like that is crazy. A lot of people will buy them. Even I was thinking about like getting some like that in the future, right? It's insane, man. It's insane. And let's be real, it's gonna be eating a lot of people's jobs. Probably not in the next 5-10 years. People surely are already losing jobs because of the AI, and it's gonna continue. But this robots specifically, I don't think is why people are gonna lose their job. Maybe there are gonna be some jobs obsolete. For example, if you're really rich and you got like a maid or somebody taking care of your house or your home, right? Then yes, they might be jobless because now you're gonna get the robot. The robot's gonna do those things for you. But will it actually work? That's the question.
So, sounds reasonable. I would think it is some type of yeah. Why not? The other thing they were talking about was the invasive nature of like the data collection as far as it goes. But again, if you're signing up for this, I feel like you already kind of know what the deal is. I only read into it lightly. It said mentioned something about monitors you wear and then maybe a VR headset. Not 100% sure on that, but if y'all know about this, tell me what you've heard in the comments. What's your thoughts on it?
I've been hearing rumors that those robots are being controlled remotely and that they're not walking around doing all this stuff by themselves. And this new information certainly makes it look like that might be the case. Maybe these things are being controlled remotely and this job offer thing is just a cover story for the people that are actually going to be remotely operating them. It would be really crappy if it turned out that this were true. But with the pace that Elon likes to roll things out, it wouldn't surprise me at all if he was jumping the gun a bit on what these things are actually truly capable of.
What do you think Wi-Fi is doing to us? Since it's everywhere, and since everyone's experiencing, including you.
But cancer's not the worst thing. Wi-Fi radiation opens up your blood-brain barrier. It degrades your mitochondria, so all these toxins that are in your body can now go into your brain.
How does Wi-Fi radiation open up your blood-brain barrier?
There are tens of thousands of studies that show the horrendous danger of Wi-Fi radiation.
Radio frequency radiation exposure has been shown to affect the permeability of the blood-brain barrier as well as altering the expression of microRNA within the brain, which researchers state could lead to adverse effects such as neurodegenerative disease.
Yeah.
Whoa. How come we don't know that? Findings.
This is something that I heard about like ages ago. Not that word specifically, but of course we all know like the Wi-Fi thing is bad, right? Of course, this is why they say don't sleep with your phone around your pillow or under your pillow. That's the reason. And they always say that if you're a man, you don't want to put your phone in your pockets 24/7 because that's gonna kill your sperm cells, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah.
These were followed by suppression, misinformation, and a shutdown of government-funded research in the United States.
They call it leaky brain.
Oh, we gotta get rid of Wi-Fi.
I can't believe that Wi-Fi is that bad for you. And they know it's that bad for you. The studies have been done, yet nothing is being done to roll it back or replace it with a safer technology. I am mind blown daily by the crap that our government allows us to be in contact with. I just keep crossing my fingers that we end up with RFK Jr. in charge of correcting some of this stuff. I've never even heard a politician address these issues before or even bring them up during a debate. The idea that we may actually get some of this stuff resolved, I'm excited. Hey.
But how? With the Wi-Fi thing, that's like for sure, even if you, for example, I live in an apartment, right? Let's just say I turn off Wi-Fi in my home. For sure, like other apartments, they're using Wi-Fi, so you're not safe is what I'm trying to say. Wi-Fi is bad for us. It is bad for us. It is bad for us. How do you avoid it? You know what I mean, right? Yeah, if you turn on Wi-Fi, then mobile data. What about that?
If you're enjoying this video and you like
and subscribe,
1946 pilot Curtis Talbot, working for the General Electric research laboratory, he climbed up to the top of a local area, local peak, 14,000 feet high near Schenectady. I love that name. Near Schenectady, New York. Talbot, along with another researchers from GE, released just 3 pounds of dry ice into the clouds, high above Schenectady.
3 pounds.
And suddenly it began to swirl. Suddenly ice crystals formed, and then it started to snow. Big snow. Was a result of that.
3 pounds only?
Obviously, this is not footage from 1946, but this is snow. And it was pretty crazy. This was the first time they had created the first man-made snowstorm just after World War II. Then experiments continued into rain and manipulation of tornadoes and hurricanes, and it came quietly.
And the mainstream media is going to tell us that weather manipulation is a conspiracy theory. They've been toying with weather manipulation since it was first thought of, apparently. If they were doing simple experiments like that back in the 40s and yielding those type of results, it would be ignorant to think that after getting those types of results, they just give up on weather manipulation altogether and just close the book on it.
Even that the Dubai flooding that happened, it it's kind of linked with the weather stuff, right? And there are patterns of it, so it's like, I don't even know why some people think it's not real. It's real, right? It's real. There are patterns for it too. So the cat is out of the bag. But I guess all the way back in the, people wouldn't have thought about 1947, at least I didn't as well, that they were doing stuff like, I mean, research-wise, okay, perhaps, but they succeeded back then. Insane story for sure.
This is 2024. They've got 70 plus more years of technology to toy with.
Exactly.
There's no way they're not still doing this.
Not entertain none of this nonsense.
Did he?
And nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over for the pizza. All the boxes. Okay. Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about.
So this is the first Diddy phone call that we're getting out of him being in jail. But Diddy, he's a terrible person. He's not stupid. This
is that real? So if he's saying that, are you okay? Listen, I'm not sure, but they allow are they allowed to record these calls in prison? I guess so, but especially when it comes to cases like Diddy, I don't think they are, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong though.
This isn't Wade Wilson here. Look, you, me, my elderly Christian mother would even know that he's not actually talking about pizza boxes.
Yeah,
I'm only talking about them freak-off tapes. However, they're not going to be able to use that phone call in court and have it be substantial evidence. It's going to be circumstantial evidence at best. Diddy is using thinly veiled code to be able to communicate with one of his kids, but even that is enough to create reasonable doubt. Diddy's kids are stupid. Nobody should have to tell them to go get rid of that evidence, especially since they're probably in some of those tapes.
I can't help but have my suspicions about this phone call. I feel like it's fake. Either that or Diddy is one of the dumbest criminals I've ever seen.
Yeah. My first thought was AI.
He's using lingo that we all know is code for child abuse, which, if you put it into context, it doesn't even make any sense in the phone conversation. I don't have any way to verify this call, but I just feel like it's not real. If this is real, Diddy is going down for a very long time because he's speaking in a known code language about his crimes and his need to cover them up with his son. This is just hilarious.
Breaking news, a Walmart employee was cooked alive inside of a walk-in oven. Neither the Walmart nor the police are providing any details surrounding what happened, so I did some digging. The incident took place on Saturday at around 9:22 p.m. at the Halifax Central Walmart in Nova Scotia. Police were called at around 9:30 p.m. for a report of a sudden death, which was later revealed to be a 19-year-old woman who was employed at that store. Customers who were shopping that night said they randomly heard a voice over the intercom saying the store is now closed, and then started seeing employees frantically running around saying there's an emergency before they began ushering all of the customers to the front of the store, where they told them they need to drop all of their items and leave immediately. The other employees at that location began speaking out saying it's protocol to go inside the oven while it's on and clean it. Some people were saying that the emergency release button from the inside was broken and that's how she got trapped, but others are saying that that's not possible. Someone who works at a Walmart bakery said our walk-in ovens have release buttons on the inside. If for any reason you get closed in, you push it and it releases the latch and the oven turns off. Someone said the button was broken, but there's still no way she got closed in accidentally. Either she closed herself in or someone else did. Those doors don't shut on their own and they definitely don't latch on without being pushed or pulled into place. Someone else said the oven gets turned on from the outside by a button. Someone had to turn it on, plus customers could hear her scream. No one could find her and let her out. It's a see-through oven. Foul play, I say. Rest in peace to this poor woman, and as soon as—
Man, that's one of the worst way to go. Rest in peace, yeah. But my thing is that, so if she was in and the door was closed, even if she's screaming, I'm assuming that people would not be hearing it because it's sealed, right? I guess a little bit, but she would have to scream so loud, and I suppose she would have screamed loudly, but even then I don't think the voice would have reached everybody. I don't know, man.
As they come out with any new details, I'll keep you guys updated.
Man, what a horrible way to go. I can't even imagine it. And I can't make my mind up on what I think happened here. Part of me feels like this was just a horrible accident. But the guy makes some very good points in regards to all the myriad of things that had to take place in order for this to happen. What are y'all's thoughts on this one? Y'all think someone did this intentionally, or was it just an accident?
So did anyone else notice that all these celebrities coming out to support Kamala are right after they acquired these P. Diddy tapes, and literally all of them have gone to the white parties? You can't name one that you can't find a photo at the white party. I think they have these tapes and they're using it as leverage. So they're forcing these celebrities last minute. Why didn't they say it 3 years ago? Why all of a sudden to come on stage and support Kamala? It's perfect.
I was under the impression that these celebrities just didn't want the Epstein client list released, and that's why they were all coming out in support of the machine. But this absolutely makes sense as well. And he's correct. Every one of them that I've seen come out in support of Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, I've seen in photos of the white parties. There could be something to this.
The elections are, I'm in Canada, so like the elections are in on the 5th, right? So in less than a week's time. Who do you think gonna win, man? Who are you voting for? Or maybe you don't want to say. I mean, if you feel brave enough, go for it. But
does anybody know why my dog does this? Whenever he gets by these bushes over here, look at how he walks super slow. It like does something to him and puts him in a trance. See how he's like slow? Come on, buddy.
You got this, bro.
He never does this unless he's over by them plants. Somebody tell me if you know what that is.
Be careful,
it's all
huh?
over my side fence.
Be extra careful.
He never
here.
does that.
I just put this real short clip in here because I was hoping that one of you had an answer for it. This looks like something that probably has a simple explanation, and I'm just...
the way that dog is acting, I act that, but at night when I'm trying to get like some, you know, snacks late at night, you feel what I'm saying? Some nights, not all the night. I know it's bad for you. You don't want to be snacking, you know? Do 100 push-ups right now immediately, guys, while you're watching. Drink water. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're brand new. Also, if you have Instagram, I would definitely love to have you there. Definitely follow over on the Instagram. Links are always in the pinned comment. Like the video if that was smooth. Alright, let's get back to the content here, boo-boo.
Just personally curious about it. That dog doesn't look like he's hurting or anything, but it looks like that plant's almost having like a paralyzing effect on him. I've just never seen anything like this before.
Y'all, I cannot believe what we are seeing.
Charlie,
last night, in the middle of the night, Charlie Kirk, mainstream Charlie Kirk, posted this video from the cockpit of a plane with this huge UFO.
Who's Charlie
This
Kirk?
is not just like a hand-me-down type video. He was literally present. He recorded this. He was literally with the pilots when they're seeing this, and they
okay, can a brother see it? I think this is reflection, but can a brother see
told
it?
him that it was wrapping around their plane. I'm
Yeah,
gonna show you some pieces of the video in one
Let's see,
second.
let's see.
Remember in January when I made a prediction video and said that this year we'd have alien disclosure? And then all freaking year they've been going off about UFOs and aliens. And even further, this
Swarm of UFOs spotted near Indiana Air Force Base where 20-mile-long mothership was detected weeks ago. Oh shit! 20-mile long? What the hell? 20 miles. That's huge.
giant mothership they're talking about in Indiana fits the description for the second moon, which is actually 2 kilometers. Not 33 foot, like we went over here. And now before we check out the craziest freaking footage of this UFO in real time that we have, the only reason I knew is because if you pay attention, you'll know what's going to happen next. In 2012, something really big happened with aliens and with humanity. We saw the completion of that in April of this year, and I can't give any more detail on that. But this is not a satellite. It was circling their plane. Y'all are gonna find out soon they're not just holograms, and that aliens are a physical shell for demonic spirits.
And there's nothing on your radar right now?
No, there's nothing there. I think now the lights going out.
They're fine. Have you ever seen anything like that before?
A couple times in this area.
We're flying over
Okay, is this like really the UFO? Or is it because I'm thinking this is reflection?
New Mexico?
Yeah.
Which is Roswell, which is where all those
Correct. It's where all the weird stuff happens.
No, that's reflection.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Satellites go in a line. These are like circling.
Are they like high propulsion devices, you think?
No.
Is that how an aircraft would fly?
I mean, we're at 40,000 feet. So whatever that is, it's got to be at 80,000, 100,000. There's got to be way up there.
And with it appearing that big and that much bigger than the plane, then that thing is...
Okay, so that is not reflection then. Oh, shit. So that's the main thing they were talking about. Because, yeah, so for us to be able to see this, because you guys got to understand that phone cameras at nighttime, they're not that good. Especially when you're in a cockpit where, at nighttime especially, where you're able to capture this in low light. What's outside is going to be even harder to be, for you to be able to capture, right? So that thing is huge and it's being seen on the camera, on the phone camera. Wild.
It's freaking huge.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, they're coming soon and they're already here and they're already intermingling with humans on the earth walking around. And as Ronald Reagan said, I wonder how fast our differences would aside if we had an alien threat
Powerful
this,
quote.
and we have
Powerful
this,
quote. I agree with that powerful quote though. But let's be real. Nobody can predict when that's gonna happen. I guess a lot of us do expect it at some point. Yeah, we hear about these stories a lot, and especially nowadays there's so many UFO sightings. We're hearing about it over and over, and even the mainstream media is talking about it. They even the Pentagon confirmed it a couple of years ago at this point, and we know they officially confirmed that they're studying. Whether you want to believe the official story or not, that's up to you. And I get it, like a whole lot of false flags and a whole lot of distractions. I get that part, I truly do. So you don't even know what's real, what's not. I'm talking in generally, imminent alien invasion leak, bruh.
Come on, y'all. Wake up.
I didn't really see that much in the footage, but if Charlie Kirk says he saw something, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm starting to wonder more and more.
I think he also believes that was a reflection. I think that was a reflection, but okay.
Or if these aren't just some sort of advanced surveillance drone. It seems like everybody's being watched, but nothing ever happens during these sightings other than just the sighting. People witness something overhead and then it just disappears. This just sounds like something collecting data. And the way that they follow planes and stuff, it would just make sense that it was some sort of a recon vehicle. I'm starting to wonder if this isn't the Chinese or somebody. And to me, that's a lot more terrifying than aliens.
What if I told you self-checkout machines aren't just for convenience and efficiency? It's just phase one of a bigger plan. Soon
we had the Chinese balloons and the UFO shot down story earlier this year or last year. Don't remember fully. Was it last year? I believe that was last year. And this year, earlier in the year, was like the Miami Mall thing, which I don't think was the alien though, but something happened for sure. But let's get to it.
Self-checkout machines aren't just for convenience and efficiency. It's just phase one of a bigger plan. Soon you'll walk into a store and there's not a single person working there. No cashiers, no clerks, just shelves stacked with products and AI security drones hovering around. The entire store is monitored by facial recognition, tracking your every move. And here's the kicker. This isn't about giving you more choice. It's about controlling what you buy. See, you wouldn't just have a budget, you'd have these things called carbon credits. Every item you pick up, it's deducted from your yearly allowance. So, yeah, you technically can buy your very own lab-grown steak, but doing so would drain your credits for the year. That's right. One laboratory steak.
Okay, I'm probably ignorant on this, but will the... No, I get it, like where this is going. This is very good for conspiracies, and absolutely, right? This, but very ignorant on the First Amendment thing that the US has. Do you think will that allow? I mean, we know free speech exists for the sake of it, but it's dead, right? To be fair though, free speech don't exist no more. I mean, technically it does on paper, but on social media, which are, I guess, privately owned, like Google, YouTube owns Google, you know, they can do whatever they want to. If they want to ban free speech, they can. So far, Google is Google is the biggest, but they are far better than, let's just say, Facebook, right? And other platforms. I guess Twitter, X, bought by Elon Musk, so he's pro free speech to what degree, I'm not sure. I guess he is. I like Elon Musk. A lot of people do, a lot of people don't. That's fair. That's your personal matter. Not trying to get into that. But in terms of discussion, to what degree even Elon would be allowing the free speech, right? Discussion. I'm having a discussion in terms of that. We don't know, right? Yeah, will free speech allow this crap to go down? I mean, social credit system is a thing in China. I can see this happen in China for sure, but do you think something like that will happen in the US? If it does, it's over. It's over.
Steak and you're done. Goodbye to any other luxury foods for the next 12 months. They'll frame it as saving the planet or encouraging sustainable choices, but it's just a game to keep you in line. You'll only...
I mean, you know, I'm thinking about the COVID, what happened after that, everything that happened. Yeah, they can use that excuse to do this crap for sure. And already we got Amazon stores, right, where there's nobody around and you can walk in, walk out, grab something you want, and it's automatically gonna deduct. Yeah, sounds good, but if you're gonna add like drones like that, then yeah, and you're gonna do this, what this man is talking about, this AI voice is talking about, kind of wild to think about, right? Like, this is the AI video made by AI about AI controlling humans. How wild is that? Just think about that for a second.
They have enough credits to buy the foods they decide are environmentally friendly. Want to splurge on something out of the ordinary? Better be prepared to eat nothing but Soylent Green until next year. People think they're choosing to use self-checkout right now, but soon it'll be the only option. And the store, just a series of aisles monitored by AI. One step out of line or pick up something you're not allowed to buy, and those drones will know. And not only that, they'll shut down your payment chip for the week. They've created an illusion of choice where you're always picking from what they deem acceptable. Your menu, decided for you. Your groceries, pre-approved based on your personal carbon limit. So next time you check out your groceries on your own, remember, it might just be the first step towards a future where you don't decide what goes in your cart. They do. I'm gonna go.
You know the craziest thing? I'm not like trying to have a debate or anything, just an observation. Not saying it's good or bad. I'll let you guys decide. But a couple of years ago, plastic bags, I'm in Canada, Montreal, right? So plastic bags were a thing, like you would get them grocery. Then they were charging, I believe, 10 cents, something like that. And now you cannot find plastic bags. You cannot find. It's a paper bag, and you gotta pay for the bags. But I remember the like 10-15 years ago, I'm not sure how long has it been, just roughly giving you that time frame. I'm not sure if that's the same thing where you live. If it is, let me know what city or what country you live in. Let me know.
Go ahead and say this is just a joke for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, except it's not a joke. This is clearly where they want us to go. I was just reading this morning.
Yeah, sounds believable, but will it actually happen? I don't think it will happen, but if they really... But that's my opinion. I can surely be wrong. I don't want to be... I hope they don't, but it sounds believable. It sounds believable, and the excuse that they might use sounds extra credible.
And that they're rolling out this social credit score system in Australia now. I know we have some Australian viewers on this channel. I talk to them pretty often. Are you guys hearing about this thing rolling out there? Has it started yet, or is it just in talks still? I do think this...
Okay, if it happens in Australia, then chances becomes 10 times higher for that to happen in the US. I know different countries, but yes, like, come on now. The big, right? US, Canada, Europe, Australia, the New Zealand, that's like the big. That's, you know, so if it happens in one country, you know what I'm saying.
This is the direction they're trying to push the world, but I don't see how it ever gets implemented here in the States. I just don't see...
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. In my opinion, I don't think it will happen. I mean, in Canada it can happen, but in the US has got guns there, so... You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like, you guys are 400+ million too, and Americans are really, really vocal as well, right? So, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think this can work in America, but...
See people going along with it.
Do you think we need to worry about what they're putting in our electronics?
Yeah, I'll give you one example. I bought this awesome all-in-one vacuum mop called Pinnacle. It completely connects to a Chinese server to transmit and receive information. I made a joke out of it. I actually have a video of it where you could turn the audio on for it. Like when you plug it in, it says charging started, charging stopped. Like when you put it on and off, I can control that with my computer through a Chinese cloud server. There's no reason that vacuum and mop should connect to a Chinese cloud infrastructure whatsoever. And at any point, they could change the way that functionality works and take over my home network with this vacuum mop.
Are you serious with a vacuum mop?
Yep.
How many devices do you think have these things in them?
Anything with a Wi-Fi connection, it's, you know, not everything's going to be China beaconing back and forth. Anything with Wi-Fi capability is going to open up, you know, an attack vector.
Washing machines, refrigerators, just what is a vacuum mop?
I don't know.
Wi-Fi capability.
I could adjust the volume. I could check when the last time I used it. Does it need to be cleaned? Does it, you know, it tells you all that stuff, but it's using a Chinese server.
Okay.
I started worrying about my electronics when I saw what Israel did with those radios and pagers. That woke me up quick. You don't even know what you're walking around with. Not only do you have to worry about your phone...
For context, apparently those phones and pagers blew up.
Oh shit!
So Israel did that. So that was a crazy story too. So
or some other device spying on you, but now you have to worry about some opposing government flipping a kill switch and blowing it up while it's sitting in your pocket.
What if we force kids to learn an outdated form of writing?
Being able to write, or more importantly, understand cursive handwriting, is one of the most important skills for a society to be proficient at. And you would know that if you ever read this book, or even saw the movie they made from it. And it's a pretty good movie. But if you've never read Fahrenheit 451, first of all, you should. Secondly, I'm going to tell you why this book proves that being able to understand cursive writing is essential. And it's based on the fact that the originals of every important document ever written in history were written in cursive, especially if you're here in the US. Let me explain. So in the book, we're living in a society that's in the near future. And the future that they're living in is very possible. It's not super different from the world we're living in today. The difference is what the government has done in this society has made everything available digitally. So you have access to everything ever written everywhere. Because all the information is easily available to you digitally, they've completely gotten rid of books. In fact, they've outlawed actual books because they found a way to build homes out of completely fireproof material. A firefighter's job in this near future is to find and burn books. Now, I know a lot of you might be saying that if everything's available digitally, what's the big deal about the books? Well, the big deal is because nobody has access to the actual original documents, and even if they had them, they can't read cursive anyway. The government has made little tweaks to our important documents. Little tweaks such as the First Amendment no longer guarantees free speech. And the explanation for what the First Amendment actually says is something that could be easily found in 2023. Under them, the First Amendment says that you are guaranteed the right to free speech as long as the government determines what you say to be true.
Okay, I was talking about being ignorant. Yes, well, I'm learning something. If this is true, well, holy shit. Yeah, it's you're given till they take it away. Okay. Sounds, yeah, sounds, makes sense. I mean, that's what we have been seeing. Makes sense, I guess, but...
Sounds awfully familiar, don't it? Second Amendment no longer guarantees the right to a firearm. No, it guarantees that the government has a right to a firearm to protect you. See where I'm going with this? Y'all have to understand that every important document we have that guarantees our rights or protects our rights, the originals are in cursive. I'm talking about the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Magna Carta, the Declaration of Independence. I mean, take your pick. Every document that allows you to live the life the way you want to live it is in cursive. If at any point we are willing to get rid of those originals, or even if we don't get rid of them, but people no longer have the ability to understand what the original says, we will no longer have those rights. We will have whatever rights the government decides to print. So I'm going to say it again. Being able to write, or more importantly, understand cursive handwriting is quite possibly the most important skill for a society to be proficient at, if that society cares about its rights and freedoms. And if you want to disagree with me about this, first, go read this, or at the very least, watch this. But again, if you're not willing to read this, you're kind of proving my point.
I've thought this.
Damn.
Since the moment I found out they were no longer teaching cursive in school. They just don't want us to be able to read our founding documents. It's not lost on me how fortunate I am to have been born in a time before this stuff started happening.
So what he's talking, yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. I mean, I guess this is American thing he's talking about, but maybe not. But yeah, this whatever the term he talked about or said, yeah, I guess I'm proving his point, I guess. Yeah, so it's getting bad, huh?
Able to read cursive and I'm able to look stuff up and verify it for myself. There's just not much more I can add to this guy's video other than...
Guys, check out this video on the screen. This is the last episode that we've done. So many different conspiracies in this one. We had the alien clip as well in it. Check it out and I'll see you right there.